as a financial advisor. I've had conversations about expenses and budgeting with many, many people. And in today's video, I want to share with you the one cost that I think you need to cut out of your budget when you're in retirement. But before we go there, I thought it would be fun to go through an article that talks about 21 expenses that they say we can all cut out of our budgets, and not miss them at all. So let's do that first, and then I'll share with you the number one thing I think we need to cut out of our budgets when we retire. Okay, so this article is by Money Talk News, and it's called 21 Items to Cut from Your Budget That You Won't Even Miss. First one they say is gym memberships. I'm not a fan of that. I think taking care of our health is really important, and if it takes belonging to a gym to make the experience more enjoyable for you, if you're more likely to make friends and have relationships through that, I think having a reasonably cost gym membership makes a lot of sense. So I do not agree with that. Number two, they say to cut out your warehouse club membership. I'm not a fan of that either. I'm a big fan of Costco. Not sponsored by Costco, but I do like being able to get bargains, and some things that I like to buy are just so much cheaper. They're like frozen fruit, which I use for smoothies to have a healthy dessert. It's the cost of my smoothies probably half or a fourth of what it would be otherwise. So no, I disagree with that. But don't worry, number three I do agree with, and that's bottled water. You know, frankly, I never understood the bottled water craze, especially like at a convenience store or someplace where they have a drinking fountain nearby and they're selling bottles of water for $1 or $2 a bottle. So it's not good for the environment. Sometimes it's super convenient if you're on a trip, if you're in a meeting and there's no other convenient way to get water, it can be a great way to do it. But in general, not a fan of the disposable bottle water bottles. Okay, the next one is I'm going to be a cautious yes on, and that is rental car insurance. First, I want to point out, definitely make sure that you're insured when you're driving any vehicle. But if you have coverage through your existing insurer, like I do, many people have additional insurance through credit card, but be sure to call and make sure that you're covered. So rental car insurance, I decline it when I'm sure that I have insurance. And in some cities where it's really kind of crazy driving, Boston comes to mind for me, I still pay, even though I have other insurance, I pay for the rental car insurance because I don't want the hassle that's going to be involved. So I'd rather have the rental car insurance and make it as seamless and as easy as possible. Okay, the next one, gift wrap. Sorry, I don't agree with that. I do like wrapping gifts. I like receiving gifts that are wrapped. Next one I do agree with, magazine subscriptions. There's probably not many of us that have many magazine subscriptions, but if you do, a lot of the stuff that we're interested in, obviously we can find on YouTube or on the internet somewhere. The next one, auto club membership. I don't know. I have AAA membership for my car. I like it because if your car breaks down, it doesn't happen often, but it's nice to know that you can get towed to a mechanic of your choice. When you're on the street, that's an emergency, and you can put yourself in a situation where you end up going to a repair shop that might rip you off. So I like jumping on Google very quickly, looking for, what are the good car mechanics nearby, and having the flexibility. My AAA membership lets me tow my car up to 100 miles, so I can pretty much get to any mechanic in any city that I want to go to. Okay, the next one is cable TV, I guess. Most of us aren't using cable anymore. We're using cable just for our high-speed internet. But if it's providing entertainment for you, whether you use streaming services or cable TV, the streaming services, when you think about what it costs per hour of entertainment, it's one of the lowest cost ways of getting entertained. It may not be the healthiest and the best way for our minds, but it is low cost entertainment. And for some folks where it's hard for them to get out or it's the winter months, that can be money well spent. Okay, the next one is late fees. Totally agree with that. Any charge that you have, why go through the late fee? Sometimes there may be emergencies in life. and you look at it and say, well, instead of paying this $500 bill, I'll pay the $25 late fee because I had something else come up. So it can be quick and easy and convenient, but in general, try not to pay late fees. Next one, streaming services. Again, I think streaming services give us a lot of entertainment for the amount of money that they cost. But, the average American has between 3 and 4 streaming services. Do we really need that? Probably not. So can you cut back to 1 streaming service? Maybe. Okay. Next one is checked bags when we're taking an airline flight. I'm a big fan of this. I can very easily carry all of my stuff, if need be, on a carry-on bag, and if otherwise, one of those roller bags. So it depends on you, but like sometimes when I'm packing something bulky, maybe a sweatshirt, I may choose to keep that outside of my suitcase so it can, fit in the sizing bin. And just before I get on the flight, I'll put the sweatshirt on so I can walk through. Then I don't have that big bulky item. So if you can avoid a checked bag, oftentimes the checked bag can be as expensive, believe it or not, as the airfare itself is for you as a person. Okay, the next one, food delivery. Yeah, that's one I don't get. Maybe if you're sick, maybe as a treat. But if you're gonna get restaurant food, why not go to the restaurant and enjoy? New books. I'm a big fan of books. I'm a big fan of learning. But the library has those books, and then I'm also a big fan of Audible. But there's another app called Libby, where you can get the books for free. So yeah, you can save a lot of money if you buy books, if you buy Audible, by using your library system. Okay, the next one's landline phones. Yeah, if you have a landline phone. Sometimes people like to have that for emergency reasons, but I think most of that's been figured out now, where if you call 911 on your cell phone, I think they can track where you are. So do we really need a cell phone anymore? Probably most of us do not. Brand name products. This is like at the grocery store, buying a no-name cola as opposed to the brand name cola. It depends, right? When I was younger, we often had no-name colas, and I could taste the difference, and I really wanted the named cola because I enjoyed it more. But other things, I can't taste the difference, and yeah, it's about half the price, so why not? The next one, manicures. You know what? As somebody that's never had a manicure, I have no opinion on that. Okay, smoking. I do have an opinion on that. It's not good for us, and it's an expensive hobby. It's an expensive habit. So and I know it's hard to break that habit, but if you can break that habit, it's better for your health and it's better for your bank account. Okay, the next one, cleaning products. Really? Cleaning products? Not for me. They designed cleaning products. They invented that to make the process of cleaning easier. Some products are not very good for the environment, so I see that. They do have environmentally friendly products. And I do know you can go on the internet and they'll tell you use baking soda or whatever to clean different things. But for me, that's pinching pennies. That probably is not going to have a major impact on my life. I could be wrong. Okay, car washes. There's affordable car washes. I do know that people can spend $20, $30, $40, $50 washing their car. And if that's your thing, if you're into cars and you want to have a clean car, then great. But there are inexpensive car washes, $5, $10, just to keep your car acceptable societally, right? Particularly if you live in a place that has snow in the winter, your car can look pretty awful. So getting that salt off your car, getting that gunk off your car's exterior for $5 or $10, I think is money well spent. Next one, I don't know why this is on the list, paper towels, probably saying you could use cloth towels and wash them, but I bet if we did a study, I don't know, what's the environmental impact by the time we wash it in that, it might be pretty close. So again, this is a small one that I don't think moves the needle. The last one on their list, but remember, I'm going to talk about the one thing I think you need to cut out in retirement coming up here in a second. But the last one on their list is premium gas. I have had cars that required premium gas. I know people have said that, don't believe it, it's not true. My experience is, yeah, it is true. I could tell a difference. The car knocked. I don't know if you know what that means, but when it doesn't have a high enough octane, it can kind of backfire. So anyways, I didn't like paying for premium gas, but I did Frankly, I tried running it on regular gas and it didn't work out so well. Okay, so what's the number one thing that I think we need to cut out in retirement? And for me, that's stuff. Just buying stuff. For me and my family, it's not what brings us joy. You know, the stuff that comes in the cardboard boxes from Amazon. I have friends that have never even opened the cardboard shipping boxes from Amazon. They just have stuff. For me, what brings me joy is doing things with my friends, doing things with my family, having adventures, having experiences. And I also look at affordable luxuries, and if these affordable luxuries can either make you feel better about yourself or can help you connect with somebody and spend quality time with somebody you love, I think that's money well spent. And a good example of that is going out for a cup of coffee. Or even, you know, going out to a restaurant, but instead of getting the whole meal, just getting dessert. So you can sit down and catch up with a friend of yours for 30, 45 minutes. Those are what I call affordable luxuries. And I think that's money well spent. It's the spice of life. The other thing that I think is time well spent is making sure that you're enjoying the journey until you get to retire, which is why I made this video here, 7 things to stop doing in your 50s and 60s in order to enjoy the journey more. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in that one.